Hello, everybody. This is the Jerry McGee. Ready when you are. This is the Jerry McGee. Ready when you are. That is terrifying. Well, we are playing Kerbal Space Program today. Start a good old new science. Derp 1 Space Agency. Close enough. We're gonna be little wusses here. Indestructible facilities. Crew take 100 hours to respawn. We're enabling Kerbal experience. Kerbals level up immediately. Resource. Enable comm. We're gonna have re-entry heating at 120%. Let's do 120 resource abundance and 200% science rewards. Now let's get to the advanced. Acquire signal for control. Range modifier for antennas will be 150. And then for the, I guess, 215? No, 225. 125. Plasma blackouts make it a little harder. Don't know what any of this means, so I'm not going to deal with it. We have colonization is about the only mod in here. None of this really matters because I'm not doing career. Huh. Interesting. Nope. Interesting. Okay. That's pretty rigid. I think that's all. Start. For those of you who do exist, it seems I do have a viewer. That might just be me. I never know. I like to watch my stream, make sure it's going through. This is Kerbal. It's main space agency. If you haven't played before, we have a tech tree that we'll have to go through. It's been updated since I last really played. So I always like to go down this route first, just more sciencey stuff. So as you know. Now let's build our first rocket. Make sure we don't kill anyone. Our little green friends. Blah blah blah. Read that 1,000 times. This is interesting. I thought he had a mustache. I was very excited. Don't remember having a mod in here. Must be one of the newer ones. Good old cockpit area. Yeah, this is nice. There are a couple new things, I believe. Yep. Alright. Interesting. So many new parts that I actually don't know about. They're probably from one of my mods. I didn't think Umbra, which is what has colonization, most of the other parts in here. I guess. This might... Nope, too small. So this is a pretty basic ship. It's just gonna go up, do its thing. Get some of this good old science in there. Let's see. Interesting. So these are all tabs we can go through. I have a few batteries. Always good to have more batteries. One of the mods in here is life support. So I will have to make sure my little green men don't die from starvation and all that jazz. A good way to get past little green men dying is to have probes, but probes of course require electricity, and if you do not have enough electricity, your ship is worthless. So I will get further into that. Boom pod 1 launch. And we will see old Boom Pod go as he goes. Because I'm a fancy boy, I turned on most of my settings to high, so it should look pretty. Kerbal Engineer is a nice mod. It is one of those mods that I've heard from others to be basically check that. So why I'm reverting is because I launched my parachute at the same time. Don't do that. It's a bad thing to do. So you want to have your stages set up so that you do not lose maximum efficiency. Let's see, Jeb. We're gonna observe the mystery goo. It's better to keep experiments usually. Yeah. Let's get a crew report in. Those are always good. A good old EVA. And then board. And let's launch that parachute now that we're descending. Let's see. We're gonna. Looks like if I'm lucky, I'll land straight on the launch pad. Nope, not anymore. I'm in a time warp, as dangerous as that is. So, hopefully we'll slow down enough that either the booster here will explode and that's it, or nothing will explode, which is the preferred situation. I'm gonna just speed up a little bit more, because as you see, it's dropping 7 meters per second, but we still have 200 meters to go. Spin will cause certain problems. Hey, look. Happy landing. More science. Let's EVA again. Let's see. Fake surface sample. I don't know, I could do that here. Another EVA report. Now we are going to recover good old Jebby, as that limp noodle goes. And then I'm going to recover that other ship, the ship itself. 32 science already, that's pretty good. Recover you, another 43. Pretty happy with that. That basically gets me pretty far, actually. I think I need... That's 18, so yeah, this actually fills out the first 2 tiers. I might be an interesting thing to leave a good old rule that I have to go down this list. Be difficult, but I could probably do it. The only reason I would not want to do such a thing is because I'm not much of a spaceplane person, so it doesn't make sense for me to really do this tier and this tier. Landing's always important. Happy landings are nice. Guess we'll see. So we have 12 science left, but that's not really enough to do much of anything. So we'll see where we go from here. Still no probes. I probably won't get that till the next tier, it looks like. But it does look like we have engines that are not explodey as much. So I'm gonna put a swivel engine here. Swivels are really good because they're the first engine. You have a gimbal, so you can turn your ship. So many options. The couplers are really nice, especially this early. Mainly because they let you make stages, which is important. Since I do not have the proper facilities to make a what's it called, a asparagus staged ship, which I can explain in a minute. I'm just gonna go pretty much like this. This will separate these. If I have landing legs, which I believe I should, then yes, I do. So the landing legs are nice because they can technically they handle a lot more G-force than other parts, which is, as you can probably imagine, quite useful. Heat shields are also very nice. They will do basically exactly what they sound like. They shield you while you land. They're really only important in atmospheres. So like if you're in real atmospheres, not like Duna, which is the Mars analog. Let's see. Let's just do the one. Oh, where is it? There we go. We have an antenna now. The electricity is now actually important, so I'm trying to remember. There's some electric charge. I believe we want way more than that, though, because it saves us. We're gonna put a couple of these on and a couple thermometers. Fortunately, I do not have the kind of science holding pod. I don't know how to describe it exactly. Basically, it allows a it's always fun. Why not? It allows to have words. I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Oh, it's a science container. The science container lets you store science so that you are not. So I'm going to actually take this one off of staging, this decoupler up here, so that if I need it, it's there, but if not, there's no point in having it. Basically, what I've set up here is something that will inflate, so that the ship becomes floaty. We'll make splash effects on, because I can handle that right now. I don't have a ton of mods. There's not a lot of CPU interference. Oh, and then I want to add here So I'm setting up a kind of longer mission here. Hopefully. So the Kerbal the little green man, will have to survive long enough. But should be interesting. See him try. Probably fail. This is an interesting one because if I do not keep the Kerbal alive long enough, I've lost the mission basically because of the life support. If he does not live, I cannot fly my ship back. Delta V is huge. I could almost actually fly to the first moon with these stats. Actually, I probably could fly to Minmus, which is the secondary moon of the Kerbal system. I would prefer, personally, to have some mech jet before I do that, because I cannot land very well. I mean, I can. It's difficult for me, but, you know. C'est la vie. Let's see. So I have 5,000 Delta V. I'm definitely going to get this into orbit. So, yeah, let's launch it. Oh. It's going to be an interesting experience for me. Because it's been a while, so I'm kind of rusty, but I also have taken some classes lately that should help theoretically. I want RCS on, I want SAS on. There's a way you can speed up the Delta V on a ship, theoretically, which is turning engines on an angle. So they're tilted, basically. They'll cause the ship to spin, which will cause a higher degree of force going through. Actually, I don't like exactly where that is, so I just kind of changed my staging a little bit. And now when I end this stage, which should have happened, now because this game likes to be finicky at times, I am it's very finicky right now. Alright, we're just going to abandon this portion. Like, we're going to be on a aquatic landing angle. So, log temperature, keep. We will just a couple. Let's do one of these. Not very useful, but you know. And then we're gonna. It should be deployed. Yeah, we'll see where this is going. So, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. There. Bye-bye. Oh, let's turn that off. Electric charge is fine. There we go. Parachute is deploying. Slowing us down quite a bit, which is nice, always nice. Let's observe you. Nope, reset that one. log pressure. When we land, we'll log another pressure scan. Crew report, shouldn't. Oh, yeah, that technically is a different biome. So now that we are over a new biome, interesting. Let's observe. No, observe. I said observe. Now we have a little boat. Look at that. No boat. Retract. There we are. Now deploy. Let's keep our log pressure. I don't think so. Crew report. This probably will be more. Technically not. EVA. EVA report. This is interesting. Take surface sample. Board. And then recover vessel. That was a successful, technically, mission, I guess. Oh, lordy. Oh, wow. 82 science, 69 of it earned here. We're gonna do basic science, I think, next. And then we're gonna go to electrics, I believe. That starts us with solar. That starts getting us solar panels and bigger batteries. Miniaturization would be fun, but I think I need to go down electrics first. At least advanced electrics, I'd say. High-powered electrics would be nice because of these solar panels. But there's a lot once we get to this area. MechJeb is very useful, so I'm probably gonna do MechJeb next. Yeah, because then I can get MechJeb set up, and MechJeb's always very useful. So yeah, these are our kind of goal areas, this kind of section for now. But on the flip side, this has things like stability, more decouplers. There's a couple different things we could be doing with this area. More parts are always good. This is I think it's this one, yeah. This is the fuel duct, which is quite useful when making actual long-term missions. The problem here is that I need to make a little bit more science, so let's get in that general direction. So something went wrong here. I'm not quite sure what. This should have decoupled back a little bit. No. So I think I want some aerodynamic parts now. We're gonna just take this off. Yeah, I didn't really like that. It didn't help very much. It actually kind of hindered me in some ways. Let's see. So this is going to be an interesting part in a little bit. Once I get abilities to have real probes, because this part here is the only part in the only type of part in the game that lets me set up probe networks, which are going to make transferring data and all sorts of things way easier. This is a part I love. It's a Science Junior. It's probably one of the best parts in the game this early, just because it gives a lot of science. So there's that. I'm gonna attach the legs to it. This is that experimental storage unit I was talking about earlier, which is actually a very good substitute for that, space-wise, because it's smaller, weighs, I believe, less, and it just looks nicer, and it has an actual function. Airbags, those are fun if given certain situations. Life support. Alright, so we have life support modules now. I don't want to make this a long-term mission, but it's always good to have a little bit of fertilizer and a little bit of food for Kerbals. And I believe these each can hold one crew. So I'm going to put 2 of these, because this helps the food process. It recycles bits and such. Let's see, what lander? We only have this module, so I think I'm gonna just make sure this guy's prepared for anything, really. As you can see here, the delta V has gone down dramatically because of the parts I've added, which makes sense because I am building and adding things. So we're gonna add a little bit of our own. Add a little bit more fuel here. And dash more fuel. Help if I had 1, 2. So we're going to set this up for a much longer mission. If I can line this up correctly. So let's see. There we are. That actually didn't do much. Actually, I think it removed delta V technically. So, Interesting. So, this is probably the... Yep. So I accidentally added extra engines. That might be why. Yep, that's another engine. So yeah, good thing I looked into that. That would explain why my delta V went down. Yep. Because it was thinking I had multiple engines instead of multiple gas tanks. So we're going to do that. Here's some more fuel here. I'm going to add a little bit more fuel in the third technically stage of fuel lines. Wow, this is actually almost good enough to make, if I had a docking port, I'd feel more comfortable making it like a base station. But its design is good enough that I could make a single person crew module here. And technically it could be a relay station. So yeah. Boom pod 3 technically. Until we get like actual setups for not exploding our poor little people. They're going to be called boom pods because otherwise it is a chance they will die. So yeah, that's fun. Let's see what's interesting with all this. Yeah, we're having an interesting portion of timing. So, I accidentally clicked off screen. So I'm going to, those are going to pop, that's going to pop, that's going to pop. I think I actually want this still here. So to get into a real orbit, I'm going to want to start kind of tilting at about 10,000 meters. That's part of a thing called a gravity turn. So this is about where I should start my gravity turn. Nope. And of course I'm too top heavy. So that's fun. Oh, I should have turned off that. Just kind of fling it around. There we go. Oh, something exploded. Something, yep, all them explodies. Oh, and my science. Hopefully it will land successfully. Crew report. Nope, that is completely useless. I have a parachute? Observe. That is almost as completely useless. Let's see, log temperature. Yeah, this is interesting. Hey, you somehow lived, Jeb, even though parts oh, something exploded. Yeah, so, observe some more mystery goo, I guess. Yeah, science is science, so. That one, let's log here. Log more pressure data. Crew report might be useful. If I can get science, yep, there's some science. Let's turn off time warp. EVA report. Take surface sample. Yeah, let's here. Let's plant a flag. Boom. There we go. Site name. Landing 2. Welp, I lived. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna, I guess, try to get back in the ship. Might actually, nope. Nope, Jeb is, whoa. Oh. Interesting. He, seemed to have broken something. At least it wasn't him. So let's recover. Interesting. Oh, millimeters, that's funny. I just saw M, so I figured meters. Yep. Recover. Ooh. Interesting. Look at all that science. I can almost do 2. I actually can do 2 nodes. So, do this node. This is a nice node and all, but this has MacJeb and some SAS and some flight stuff. So, what time did we start this whole hoopla? We are only on 35 minutes. Wow. Yeah. So we're gonna just make a new ship. I'm gonna make a new model. So, do I have electric power? I forgot if I grabbed. Nope. I still have no real solar panels. It's technically I can take 2 crew on this mission, and it takes about the same amount of space. So this is where that science pod comes more in handy, because I can plop it up there, and then below this basically just have decouplers. Let's put some leggies. Let's put 4. Look at that spider thing. Looks like it's gonna kill someone. Let's get a little electricity. That's gonna annoy me because, yeah. We'll give it a communitron on the back. Let's put it right there so it's in the view. No. Actually, let's put it over here. It's a nice spot. Our crab thingy will. And then basically below this, I can put anything I want science-wise. And then we can detach it because we can pick up them on that tube up here. I probably should actually take some of these. They're useful-ish. Helps if they are not in the same spot. Parachutes. My Kerbals may appreciate those, so I'll give them those, I guess. Kerbals don't say I didn't give you anything. No food. They don't need food. We'll give them a little bit of food. Just a tiny amount. That should theoretically feed them, right? Well, I can actually see what this will do for them. So with current supplies, they have 9 days. It looks like the max amount of time they can be up in space is 5 hours, or a day and 5 hours, without probably freezing to death would be the idea. So let's put you and you here, actually, right there. So yeah, we have plenty of food for 2 Kerbals. Probably a little more electricity they'd like, but who cares? I'll give them a little bit more. Yeah. Actually, no, let's do that up here again. This should actually almost double their electric. Yeah, this almost doubles their livability. Ooh, new tanks. Forgot I did that. Let's see. Where's the couplers again? Right here. Oh, I should probably put a heat shield. I'm not sure. Does this have an ablator? It does, but this ablator is 10 times, so probably more efficient, that means. Oh, it will last longer is actually what that means. We'll give it a little bit of mech jib. Mech jib basically allows control more. This will help stabilize it. We can put one here. It won't be very big. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Now we actually start our building. What is this? Oh, this is just a larger. I like that streamlined colors. Up until there, that will be kind of the design I'm looking for. Terrier engines now. These are very nice because they use very little fuel. And you give a high amount of delta V, which is a useful. Well, they use their delta V is high, but their thrust to weight ratio is small, which can be annoying, but you know. Here we're gonna put a swivel. This is going to be probably an actual real try of a mission. We're gonna, I guess, don't really make goals. So yeah, I'm gonna put the 3 here. What I'm doing right now is just building, really. Ooh, I just actually kind of want to use this exact same thing. Yep. And place it on all 3 sides. Yeah. So there's a lot of delta V, which is nice. I'm gonna, I think, yeah, just these are useful because, well, they help the aerodynamic qualities of things. I mean, I really could add a couple fuel tanks. So this is interesting. I'm gonna add 2. Yeah, I'm gonna add these 2. This little glitch again. Yeah, so if my pointer will work, I will add these 2. Wow, that is annoying. So this will pop here, that there. So when this is done, this one will launch. And when this one is done, this one will pop. Yeah, that's going to give us the most delta V. I'm actually going to add just a tad bit more fuel to this one, but I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to put it like this, kind of like a radial design, and then I'll show the itty bitty engines, and these engines will be here, I think. Nope, that is not quite little enough. So I could do these, but they're gonna take, yep, they're gonna take way more delta V than they make. This is almost a 7,000 meters per second, but you see that thrust to weight is too low. So what I'm going to do is, in a second, I'm going to turn these into more powerful engines. These Reliant engines. I'm going to use a little bit more of the delta V, but they get me over that 1 bump. And then I'm going to add those on either side. The decoupler, radial decouplers are awesome, of course. And I'm just going to pop that there. And I'm going to actually do another one on the other side. If this will stop for just a second. Yeah, that bumps me up a ton. And then I'm going to find my stages again. This can probably actually land on the moon. If I land on Minmus, it could actually get me back, but that would take too long for my Kerbals without some life support. So I'm going to make this Orbiter 1. Orbiter 1. So Orbiter 1 is going to launch, and we're going to go a long, long way. To Tipperary. It's time for a little dance. I call the fueling dance. Alright, so I have MechJeb now. This adds some interesting aspects I can do. Interesting. I didn't even know that was a part. Oh wow. Oh, I don't have utilities yet. Smartass is useful. It lets you basically just control the ship a lot better. Which is like half of what MechJeb is designed for. We're going to disable it actually because of the fact it drains electricity and it requires a signal. Which is annoying, of course. Reserved. Why does it do this? Nope, nope, nope. Back. Well, technically that's a stable decision. I'm going to actually enable this engine just for gimbaling. That's going to destroy my time. And there goes a lot of fuel. So there we are. We might be able to save this. Might. If I'm smart. And just deploy this chute. Collect some of the science real quick. Record more tests. See, what I'm doing here is collecting as much science as I can before landing. Observe. More. Now I'm going to do that. Let's see, record more meteorological log temperature. Then I'm gonna landing gears, quickly now. So yeah, we've landed successfully. Another good day. We're gonna have view EVA report and take a surface sample. Now board back up. Recovered. So yeah, we are doing fairly well, I'd say. Oh, I was trying to grab the wrong screen. Oh, so I'm silly at times. So it seems like a bit of the pieces survived. Wait. So yeah, we're gonna see what exactly is happening over here. Because science is always nice. And then after I'm done recovering here, I'm gonna end the stream for now. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So apparently that did contain a part that was scienceable. Covered. For some reason, yeah, this is interesting. So there's supposed to be some buttons right here, but they're not. So this seems like a good time to pause the stream or end the stream. Thank you all for watching.